Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the J35, the Draken. This is one of my favourite aircraft in the game. Unfortunately not very competitive up until patch 1.99. This guy got himself 4 AM9Js and is far more usable than it used to be, that's for damn sure. Now, this thing's still a pretty speedy boy. It's got its drawbacks though, because it's a delta wing and it's quite heavy on its maneuverability. It does drop speed pretty quickly. Now you're not going to see much of that dropped speed in this game, but as we move on to later games in the video here, you're going to start to see where this thing really struggles in the missile meta. Now I deliberately fly out in a flank. I guess you could call it side climbing or side speeding. I don't like to get too high. I like to keep my speed just in case someone appears out of the blue. I notice a lot of players now have just basically started putting nose up, and they're going less than max speed at super high altitudes where they can be absolutely yoinked by an AM9J, R60, or of course you've got the new Matra missile as well from the Mirage. So you have to be really careful with these things in mind and just make sure that you're not putting yourself in danger. Now, as I'm flying over the battlefield here, I've noticed a dot going for my buddy here in the Mirage, and I want to try and get rid of him. So I'm also being aware of what's on my radar. Every now and again I have a little look towards what's underneath me just to make sure there's no jets close by. I'm trying to lock this guy up, but of course the sun's about to get in the way. So yeah, there it goes. Starts tracking the sun. So I'm trying to predict where this guy is gonna go, and trying not to lock on the sun. I'm switching my my seeker on and off constantly, and managed to finally get a missile off the rail. It's going to track him really nicely. This guy doesn't have flares, so down he goes. Nice easy first kill. So find another F4 that's underneath me. Again, I've got speed and I've got altitude advantage over this guy. Launch a missile on him, and unfortunately just misses him, probably by a couple of feet actually. T2 is in front of me, so I'm tracking him. He turns towards me. I managed to get the guns on target, and there we go. It's a nice engine fire, and there's nothing much you can do about that. Now this F4E's launched an AM9J at me, very long range, but it is close enough that if I was to start to maneuver, i.e. hard turn, it would definitely kill me. So it's important in those scenarios, kind of 3 kilometers and up, as long as you've got enough speed, you can get yourself out of the way of this missile, even if it is 200 meters behind you and giving you the heebie-jeebies like in this scenario. So now the missile I know has run out of steam. I'm going to keep gently turning just in case there's some weird Gaijin magic happens. I'm going to go after this F4E now. So spilling up a missile for this guy too. Try and get this off the rails towards him. I thought this was going to be a nice easy kill for me, but unfortunately, again, I got Gaijin magicked and I don't manage to pick myself up that kill for the F4. So while I'm turning back towards the battlefield, you'll notice that I'm fighting the elevator to make sure that I'm not turning too hard and bleeding a lot of speed. Decided to go vertical here so that I've got a little bit of altitude to try and gain back the energy again. I found that works out quite well for the Draken. This guy gets taken out by a teammate. That's the F100, and another one's about to go down in the background to the same guy, and I think he took both in a head-on, and one burnt out and the other one just got absolutely shredded. This guy did an absolutely sterling job in this game. You'll see this in the scoreboard at the end. Spot this Mirage. My teammates are trying to come in and hawk this last kill, so I'm going to spill up my last M9J for this guy. So yeah, a nice little log here. Tracks really well. Missiles off the rail, and there's not much this guy can do about it. In fact, I think he's actually just given up. And there goes the third kill of the match. Nice sunset to fly into. This F100's obviously very proud of his 4 kills, as he should be. And yeah, we'll do some aerobatics. So yeah, the Draken as a kind of energy fighter, if you will, as long as you're keeping your speed up, it does have the maneuverability to get itself out of trouble. If you do get locked on or an enemy surprises you, you can use that crazy amount of elevator authority and angle of attack to bleed speed. Just bear in mind, if there's an enemy around and you bleed that much speed, if there's more than one, you're definitely going to be in trouble from either a missile or guns. There goes our F100. GG dude, well done. Moving on to our second game here. This was a really short one. At the start of the match, a few enemies had crashed. Someone had decided to get really salty in the chat and yeah, shot down 2 of his teammates after 2 of them crashed on takeoff. So that didn't really help things. So there were 5 men down at the very beginning. Spot this MiG-21 in the clouds. I really like how cinematic this kill looks here. So we're locking him up. Unfortunately, he has no idea that I'm here until it's too late. And I managed to twat him with a missile and down he goes. It's super cool. So I've spotted quite a few more enemies in front of me here. I'm looking for an aircraft to single out to let another missile away. I'm kind of looking at where my teammates are. Still got a lot of enemies left, but way more teammates than there are enemies. Lock this guy up, try and get the cheeky missile off towards him, and for some reason we get the Gaijin magic and down he goes. So I've spotted this MiG, and I know that I'm going to lose control here, so I just keep turning into it. Try and get my guns on target here, and that would have been a really nice third kill if I'd managed to get those shots. If I'd maybe just negative G'd on my elevator just a little bit more, I probably would have recovered to try and get the guns on target there. As well, with the Draken's guns being out on the outside of the wings, they're really awkward to aim. So our team's mopped up the last of the enemy team here, and that's game, set and match for us in a very short period of time. So this is the match we had in the intro. This is one of the more interesting ones where we get to show off some of the Draken's outstanding qualities compared to other jets in a really amateurish way. Now, I don't really know how to handle this aircraft just yet. I've only messed around maybe 30 games with it, which is, you know, not nearly enough to know what I'm doing. So I see this lightning coming for me. I'm going to try and get him in a head on here. Just turn out of the way. He turns a little bit too dramatically. I noticed a lot of people do that in head-ons. So I'm trying to lock this guy up, but decide he's a little bit too far away. I'll reset the timer again on the missile, and I notice this Mirage is coming straight down for me. So I'm going to turn pretty hard in this time. I want him to get these dipper cannons on me. And he's made a really grave mistake. So although the Mirage can turn pretty well, he can't turn as well as I can. And with AM9Js now, I can easily get back down on top of him, get a little bit of speed underneath my wings again, just lock him up at 2k, and there's not much he can do about this. Now, he can kind of try and maneuver out of the way, but as soon as he gets slow, I've got another 3 of these missiles ready and waiting for him. So we've got good altitude. I really want to try and get some speed, so I'm just going straight down. I know there's no aircraft behind me at the minute. Locking up this Phantom here. This should be another nice easy kill, and it is. And then I try and go for this 104. I thought maybe if I launch a missile, you'd try and dodge it and he'll actually get caught up in it. But unfortunately, although it's tracking him, nothing happens to this guy. Then I spot this poor J6 and go for guns. And unfortunately, he got clipped with a missile afterwards. That would have been my kill if that missile never hit. But such is life. My teammate managed to pick it up, and it's a nice kill by him. So now I'm surveying what's round about me here. I know I've got this MiG-21 that's right in front of me, and I've not spotted this dot that's behind me on the minimap. So I hear the shots coming in, how you look behind me, and I just basically go full elevator here. So go full elevator, roll back over, and I try and get myself into a position to fire guns. It doesn't go very well. I don't predict it with his movement too good, but again, I've got 1 missile left. We're going to spool this up. I take some damage from our aircraft that's behind me. At this point, I'm not really bothered about that. Missiles away, and it connects, and I've no idea how. Sometimes the M9Js just be like that, and I don't understand why. So I've got a tail here. I know I need to get some speed again. I want to get some speed and try and reverse this guy, and I don't realise this guy's got some R60s left. So he's locking me up, unbeknownst to me. I don't have any warning he's doing that. Missile comes off the rail, and we do a nice little roll. So the R60 takes a little while for it to actually start its maneuver, and that's how I managed to survive that particular R60 at that time. So because I've done some heavy maneuvering, look how slow I've got. I know I'm damaged, but in that maneuver, this guy's managing to clear a lot of distance. Even if I had an M9J left, this guy would be well in the clear and totally gone by now. And if there was another enemy that was behind him, it'd be either an easy missile kill for him or an easy gun kill for him as well. So right now I'm trying to get my speed back up. I decided just to get back into the fray and help my teammates. I could have gone back and landed, But I think that would have been a little bit boring, and at that point in time I was kind of concerned of my teammates being in this furball. So tried to go on air on with this MiG-21. I didn't really line up the first guy either, where I should have. I completely messed that up, so I'm turning back in again. I know this guy is now engaged with 3 of us now, 2 of my teammates and myself. And he decides to come in straight for another head-on. And I don't predict this very well. Try and pull out of the way. He gets guns on me and then hits my poor corpse as it's flying through the air. And down he goes, and that's me out of that game. Now this last clip I want to show, these 2 guys were focusing me right at the very beginning of this match. So basically I just kind of nosed up and kept my distance. But the MiG-21 and the Phantom, both combined, they're going to catch me fairly quickly here. These guys have been chasing me now for about 2 minutes. And once I get to the kind of apex here, I'm going to start rolling down. So I'm going to use the altitude advantage that I have and my maneuverability to try and keep out of the way of any more missiles they want to go throw my way. So I'm rolling underneath this MiG-21. Come off my afterburner just gently there. Looking for the Phantom now. Now, they both did the exact same thing. They basically followed each other. So I'm going back up into a turn. I want to roll down on top of this Phantom. This Phantom is right where I want him. Now, while I'm going slow speed, I can readjust where I'm going. Get a missile lock on him. Lob an AM9J. A teammate's coming to help me, which is fantastic. And that guy flares way too late. He's already too slow turning for me, and now he's dead. MiG-21's coming back down on top of me. So I had to just take this guy in a head-on, otherwise I was in a lot of trouble. I was going a lot slower than I wanted to be. Can I roll out of the way? Just see the shots coming in, and luckily he just sparked me and did superficial damage. So I'm going to use all this altitude that I've got now to try and get fast again. So I know I'm not going to catch this MiG-21. He's got way more energy than me. He just came down from altitude. He sped right past me. I've heard him sonic boom, so he's already going Mach. But the thing is, on the deck, I can go faster than he can. Even with the damage that I've got, I'm going to end up catching this guy. So I know round about 3 kilometers, my M9J's got a chance of hitting him. So I'm going to try and get as close as I can. We're going to try and get to just below wing rib speed here. That should allow us just to get on his 6. So just keep an eye out where he's going. And I want to make sure I'm not getting crept up on from behind. Another J35 appears out from the right hand side. It doesn't look like he's trying to engage me, and it turns out he's engaging one of my friendlies that's behind me. So I've now noticed this MiG-21, we're approaching him very quickly. We're well within the 3 kilometers now, so I'm going to chuck a missile off the rails. Unfortunately, it starts to head towards the sun as well as hit him, so it gets kind of confused. I want to go try and get guns on here. I'm spilling up the missile just in case he decides to straighten up. And he starts pulling a hard turn. So we're now going to start dogfighting at this point. I tried to get my guns on there. I knew I was going to miss. It was just in the off chance that it would connect. I'm now panicking myself. This happens to me a lot whenever I'm playing jets. I always think, oh, maybe this guy knows some magic secret that he can get his guns on his MiG-21, and then I end up doing really stupid stuff when I should have just done what I normally do in a prop or any other jet. And it's basically rolling scissors with him, with what I'm doing right now. So he pulls up vertical just to try and basically try and get out of my guns. This Draken comes back into the fight. This guy gets himself taken out by a buddy, and watch what this Draken does. He's about to fall for what I don't want to fall for. I want to try and keep my nose up and keep us straight so we don't hit into the ground, and down he goes. So as I said, the Draken loses energy so damn fast. Sometimes you're so close to the ground that it's completely unrecoverable. So that's the end of this game. Anyway, the Draken is a lot of fun to play. Super unique jet, that's for damn sure. Very unusual boy. And now with the additional 4 M9Js, it's actually viable at top tier in a sense. I wouldn't say it's as good as the MiG-21 with the R60s or even the Phantom E, but it's definitely competitive. You can definitely take it out, you can do well, and you can enjoy yourself. Like I said, you can use its traits however you want, but if someone's playing their energy really well, there's really not much you can do in this thing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Much love. Bye-bye.